Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese, Ghostly Tales from Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 short stories. The first story is titled Flood. In the 21st year of Kangxi reign, Shandong province experienced a drought disaster. The disaster lasted from spring to summer, rendering the land barren with no vegetation in sight. On June 13th, there was finally a light rain in the Shandong region, prompting people to start planting grains. On June 18th, after substantial rainfall, people began planting beans. One day, an elderly man from Shimen village saw 2 bulls fighting on the mountain in the evening. He told the villagers, "A great flood is coming soon, let's evacuate quickly." Soon after, he hurriedly moved away with his family. The villagers thought he was talking nonsense and mocked him. However, shortly after, heavy rain poured down suddenly and continuously throughout the night, flooding the area with water levels rising to several feet deep. Many houses were instantly submerged. One farmer had to leave behind his 2 children and, with his wife, supported his mother to seek refuge on higher ground. When they looked back from the hill, the village had turned into a waterlogged landscape, and they abandoned the thought of finding their children. When the floodwaters receded, they returned home to find the entire village in ruins. However, to their surprise, they found one house still standing, and their 2 children were sitting side by side on the bed inside, playing and laughing without any harm. People later said it was the couple's filial piety towards their mother that moved the gods, who rewarded them by sparing their children. This happened on June 22nd. In the 24th year of Kangxi's reign, there was an earthquake in Pingyang County, where 70 to 80% of the local residents died. The entire city was reduced to rubble, except for one house that miraculously survived. It was said that the male owner of this house was also a filial son. It seems that in times of great disaster, the descendants of filial families often remain unscathed. Who says the gods do not protect the kind-hearted? The second story is titled Warehouse Keeper. Zhang Huadong from Zhucheng County was once commissioned by the emperor to offer sacrifices and pray for blessings at Mount Heng in Nanyue. While traveling through the Jianghuai region, he planned to spend the night at a local post house. The advance scouts warned him, "There's something strange about the post house. Staying there will surely cause trouble." Zhang Huadong paid no attention. In the middle of the night, Zhang Huadong, dressed in official robes and carrying a long sword, sat at the post house. Soon, he heard the sound of boots, as if someone had entered the post house. Zhang Huadong looked towards the sound and saw an old man with graying hair. The old man wore a black veil and a black belt around his waist. Zhang Huadong asked him curiously who he was. The old man bowed and said, "I am the warehouse keeper here, responsible for managing the treasury for your excellency. I have been doing this for a long time. Fortunately, your excellency has come from afar today, allowing me to relieve myself of this heavy responsibility." Zhang Huadong inquired, "How much silver is in the treasury now?" The old man replied, 23,500 taels of silver. Zhang Huadong was concerned about carrying too much silver and decided to make arrangements upon his return to inventory it. The old man agreed eagerly and then left. Later, Zhang Huadong traveled to the south, where he received many gifts from officials. When he returned to the Jianghuai region and stayed at the post house again, the old man came to see him once more. Zhang Huadong asked about the treasury's assets, and the old man replied, "That money has been allocated to the soldiers in the Liaodong region as their pay." Zhang Huadong was greatly astonished and puzzled by the inconsistency in the old man's statements. The old man explained, "A person's lifetime wealth has a predetermined amount. Not a single penny will increase or decrease. During your trip to the southern region, you received a large amount of wealth from the officials, and the total amount has already been accounted for. Therefore, there is no money left in your treasury." With that, the old man stood up and left. Zhang Huadong then calculated the money he had received during his trip to the south, and it matched exactly with the amount the old man had mentioned as the treasury's silver. It was then that he realized that one's fate determines their wealth, and it cannot be excessively pursued. The third story is titled, A Person from Zhucheng County. Mr. Sun Jingxia, a teacher at the county school, once told me a story like this. There was a man in Zhucheng County who encountered bandits' raid and was killed, with his head hanging on his chest. After the bandits retreated, his family found his body and planned to carry it away for burial. However, they heard a faint breath. Upon closer inspection, they found that the man's throat had not been completely severed, leaving a width of about an inch. So, the family placed his head back on his neck and carried him back home. After a day and a night, the man began to groan. His family fed him a little food with spoons and chopsticks, and miraculously, he recovered after half a year in this strange manner. More than 10 years later, this man gathered with 3 of his friends for a casual chat. One of his friends told a joke that made everyone burst into laughter, and the man applauded and laughed heartily as well. Unexpectedly, as he threw his head back in laughter, the old wound on his neck suddenly split open, and his head rolled to the ground, blood gushing out. Upon closer inspection, it was evident that the man had completely ceased to breathe. Subsequently, his father accused the person who told the joke. Everyone had to pool some money together, then contribute to bury the man, just to settle the matter. At the end of the story, the author has this commentary. He says, "To think, a mere laugh caused his head to fall off, making it truly the greatest laugh of all time. Despite the head being severed from the neck, he didn't die, only to trigger a lawsuit 10 years later, all because of laughter. Could it be that those 3 friends owed him something from a past life?" Alright. That's all for today's ghostly tales. Flood, Warehouse Keeper, and A Person from Zhucheng County. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.